Hi, Charles. How are you?
Good. Lee, how are you?
I'm okay. This is the Hi, Charles. How are you? Goodly. I'm okay too show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And today, well, depending upon how we feel, or at least how some of us feel about the review, it might not be I'm okay, you're okay. It might be I'm not sure if you're as okay as me, but we'll find out.
Yeah, we sure will.
Yeah, I'll just get into it. We're doing Sheryl Crow's Tuesday Night Music Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah, an album that back in the day I had and I got rid of it. And then of course, like a lot of the reviews I don't like to admit to, I listened to it again and I thought maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of it.
Huh.
To be fair, I didn't hear it again. Maybe if I hear it again, I might change my mind again.
Huh.
But
Well,
yeah.
nowadays you don't have to run out and pay 75 cents
Yeah.
or whatever you said originally. Because
That
folks,
one was
this is
$2.
$2. This is a Redux episode, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
We this is our second go around on this magnificent album.
Yeah.
Which was my suggestion. It was my suggestion.
I'm not
mainly,
saying yes sarcastically. I'm saying it that way because I'm drinking and slurring my voice. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, it was my suggestion because I've always liked this lady. I've never seen her in concert. I haven't paid any hard-earned money to see her live, but I've seen her on a lot of like live footages. I call it. Like I remember like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame concert.
Yeah.
She was there, and she did stuff with the Rolling Stones live, and she was like the it girl for a while there, like Critics' Choice, big time. Like she was everywhere, and a lot of it was because of this album, and I didn't have it at the time. I think I just heard what was put out on the old MTV there or whatever, and was like, oh, that's nice. But I was always impressed by her live stuff. And I think we'll get into that when we do the review here.
Yeah.
I think there's a disconnect there for some reason, and always has been, and I find it a mystery.
Yeah, but all right, I'm going.
But I'd gotten into a separate debate with somebody else about Sheryl Crow, and that was what it brought to my mind. Like, okay, well, this is her most famous album. And I just brought it up to Lee, and Lee was nice enough to say, I bought it once. I wish I had it back. Or maybe not. Who knows? Let's get into this album here. It was produced by Bill Bottrell, who was known to work with Michael Jackson circa Dangerous time period.
All right.
Which she was a backing singer for Michael Jackson on one of his tours. I think it was the Bad Tour. But I could be wrong. Maybe it was Dangerous. I'm not sure. But that's like one of her big steps to get to this album was to be a backing singer with Michael Jackson. And she was really good too, because she was singing live.
Yeah. So. I'm sure she could also do good on a Purina cat chow thing.
Maybe.
I mean, why not? Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah.
I can do it good too, but people don't.
You would do it better.
People don't think of me as a cute girl, so that's a disadvantage when I'm trying out for videos.
That sucks.
Yeah. But anyway, do you want to go first or me?
You can go first, Lee.
Yeah, okay.
Set the tone.
Tuesday Night Music Club by Sheryl Crow. Okay. Run, Baby, Run. Okay. It's an alright song. Decent. Somewhat slow for a first song, but sometimes albums do that on purpose, so that there's faster things to look forward to later. As a slow and perhaps not very best song on the album, it is enjoyable enough. The third person lyrics somewhat annoy me and make the song less important, but other than that, I can deal with it. What do you think?
We get a poppy version of blues, is what I describe this as. The verses, she sounds pretty damn good. But for some reason, I find the chorus way too repetitive, and that's a damn shame. Because, man, she has a good performance on this, but the chorus sounds like it was written by a 12-year-old. Run, baby, run, over and over again. Yeah, they could have come up with something better on this chorus, and that sucks, because they did have something here. But oh well.
Okay, what do you think of Leaving Las Vegas?
Hello, Steve Miller's calling. He'd like his bass line back from the Joker, please. And interestingly, this one seems like she's trying to sound like she can't sing. There's a few spots where it's really shaky, and it gets obviously really shaky during the chorus. I'm not sure if that's what the goal was here. This does nothing for me at all. Not sure why one would want to sound out of key when it's obvious she can sing better than this. I have a hard time believing that someone would tell her to sing it shitty. And I'm amazed that this was put out. Like, maybe this song was written with another artist in mind and they didn't buy it, so she just did it. I don't know.
I thought, if this was for the movie of the same name, I could understand. But if it's merely influenced by the John O'Brien novel, it does represent the ambiance of that novel adequately, but seems then less original to my point of view. And the one only interesting, not good, but interesting in the wrong way, thing about the song is the click track beat, which makes me think she wanted to cash in on what went on with Suzanne Vega's remix of Tom's Diner, perhaps without realizing that the click track remix was not Suzanne Vega's idea. So this song might get points to people who can't pinpoint the artificiality of everything going on in it. I don't hate it, but I like Run Baby Run slightly better, which means the strategy of putting the best songs later is going to be in baby steps and not big strides. Okay, and now the next song is Strong Enough. All right, this song is good. I actually enjoy it quite a bit, but I think it's oddly placed on the album because it makes me rethink the first two songs, as if the album should have started with this and then continued with only this type of music. I would be okay with that, but aesthetically it gives the audio appearance of being even slower and dragging the album down even more, which is not the case, but it seems so because of the first two tracks. So I'll judge the song on its own, regardless of where it's placed, and say, I like it a lot. What do you think?
This is one that sounds yet again like another song, but to be fair, I can't put my finger on which one. I'm going to err towards a Cyndi Lauper song, but I could be wrong. Apparently this was a single, and I don't remember it. But I will say, so far, this is the best one I've heard on the album to this point, but that isn't saying a lot. It just doesn't sound original at all, and that's the problem with it. Sure, she sounds pleasant, but you could just put out an album of her humming tunes, and it would be better than this.
All right, and I didn't mean to give her any ideas when I did the but if she wants to use it, give me credit. Anyway,
yeah.
What do you think of Can't Cry Anymore?
Now, I do remember this one, and it's also pretty generic. And maybe that's why I don't remember her stuff as I thought I would have. It's got a bit of a 90s era Rolling Stones type feel to it. I mean, she sings all right, but I know she can, and I have heard her do better. But as far as the poor ones on this album, this is in the stronger side of things. Decent little guitar riff, but overall just some middle of the road pop rock, and I have heard better.
Okay, I like this song too a lot. The only issue I have is how so far the songs have somewhat the same pace. This a little bit faster, but only minimally, which does not annoy me with this song, but the listening experience is like walking in thick mud. Still, I'll judge the song on its own and say it's one of my favorites so far on here. Alright, now for Solidify. Alright. Now this is what I was hoping would be on the album sooner. Perhaps the second song instead of Leaving Las Vegas. I dig it a lot, and the group is really informal but cool, and I like how they sound like they're having fun. So finally the beat of the album is picking up. What do you think?
So what? We're doing sympathy for the Devil Meets Prince here? And this is like a poor Prince song yet to boot. It's yet another one that sounds like she's struggling singing it, and there's no way it should have been. This is way not my thing. I mean, and what sucks is it would be something that I would normally groove to, but it just doesn't work here for me. It misses the mark yet again.
Okay. What do you think of the Nana song?
Yes, this is her Bob Dylan moment. Subterranean, whatever blues. You'll say it. I can never get that fucking title down. It reeks of try hard. Like this is the new sound for the 90s, but yet rip off something that an artist would have done in the 60s. She's practically rapping, and it's so not her thing, and it certainly isn't mine. So far, I've had like 2 songs I've been able to stomach. I guess I'm not as big of a fan of hers as I thought. Fuck the Na-Na song.
Uh-oh. I said it's absolutely fantastic. It's her version of a Subterranean Homesick Blues type of song like Bob Dylan did, but she does it in her own way, and quite frankly, she's the only one who I've witnessed being able to pull it off. Good job.
What about In Excess?
Maybe, but I guess you might be thinking, oh, this guy's the only guy who is able to poop on a cake and make it taste good, but who wants poop on a cake?
No, I don't give In Excess credit for shit. Sure.
I'm talking about the Sheryl Crow.
The Na-Na song's better than the In Excess shit. I'll give it that. So there you go.
Okay.
I will give it that.
Yeah. All right. I'm too drunk to know whether or not you're correct or not, but I'll assume you are. Anyway, the next song is No One Said It Would Be Easy. All right. This is a great ballad. I'm surprised at how much I like it after criticizing the song sequence of the other slow tunes. But this works in sequence, and it's as good as some of Neil Young's best songs. So yes, I really dig it. What do you think?
Oh yes, some more cliches here. The observational song and sounding all serious and shit. Now it isn't the worst song. So far that would be the Na-Na song. I would say on this one I even hear a little Emmylou Harris influence in the chorus. It is far from something that blows me away, but at this point I have to say this is the best one on the album. Especially if you like country-style songs that are faux serious. So far, I'm really surprised she blew up all over the stratosphere over this album. I really am.
You're kind of like if I gave you some popcorn and I thought it was good salted popcorn, you would have had the knowledge of knowing what 200 different salts tasted like. And that you would criticize the salt. Damn.
Yes. And
So
where's the butter?
you're more knowledgeable than me in songs that I don't care to find out about. Anyway, what do you think of What I Can Do For You?
Hey, we hit two that aren't so boring and predictable or ripoff in a row. This song is about sexual harassment, which she says she had dealt with in her career at this point. It's far from perfect. There is some things in the chorus that are a bit annoying, but this one has a bit of a sexier feel in spite of that subject matter. Not a terrible song, but far from brilliant. For this album, it's a decent song.
All right. I put another song with the type of beat like Suzanne Vega's remix of Tom's Diner, this time done really well and greatly. And
don't
the
lay
song,
off Suzanne Vega, by the way.
yeah,
She's shit.
no, not really. But anyway, and the song is great, even though I saw Suzanne Vega live, and I still stand by what I said. Much better than anything Suzanne Vega did, whether or not Suzanne Vega thought of the idea or not. This is one of the better songs on the album, and I give it quite a few thumbs up.
All right. We basically agree.
Yeah, not on Suzanne Vega, but on this song. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so the next song is All I Want to Do. All right. The music is great. The lyrics irritate me a bit. She's probably read too many Charles Bukowski books and thought she'd sound hip if she tried to write something like what he writes. But it comes off as pretentious. Still, the music is great, so that saves the song. But it would be even better with less pretentious lyrics. What do you think?
The big hit, and I can hear why. The best song in the album, to me, and highly doubt the last two songs are going to change my mind from that. I have a very minor personal story of this song. They filmed the video in Clarksville, Tennessee, downtown in front of some theater, which was wiped out in a tornado in 1998 when I was living in that area. And that's about it. I mean, that's my personal connection there. That's it. But I got nothing else on that story. Anyway, this is a decent little pop rock song that gets the toes tapping. Pretty little, cool little story here. I don't read Charles Kunewski or whoever you're talking about.
He wrote tons of poems about looking at his stained underwear. Anyway, go on.
Oh, he has. Well, I doubt that she was reading that. Has that southern rock feel to it, pedal steel and all. Well sung, and I have to say it's the best song here by a Grand Canyon distance.
Oh, he also wrote songs about going into a bar and drinking way too much and continuing to drink that, even though he passed out. Anyway.
I do like that.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you think of We Do What We Can?
Get a damn near jazz feel here. Sheryl Crow played piano on this. It would have been better if it didn't have drum machine drums on it. Why not just put live drums? She sings this well, but it comes across as a phony facsimile of jazz. However, I could see her sing some proper jazz. Just get someone else to write the song and produce it.
Yeah, you who are into Dave Cause. Okay, no, sorry, I'm not going to be that cruel. Anyway, this is
I don't know who he is, so
yeah. This is an example. Oh, you do? Oh, all right.
No.
Then, all right. Well, you don't need to find out. Anyway, this is an example of the same kind of lyrics as All I Want to Do, except this time they work. And the song itself is excellent, perhaps the very best song on the album. It's as great as the best of Ricky Lee Jones. It's really pretty awesome. All right. Yeah. I don't care whether it's phony. I just care if I like it. Anyway, which means I'm a phone it in phony. But anyway, the last song is I Shall Believe. All right. It's an okay song. Nothing especially wrong with it. but it has that slow, draggy quality that Bob Dylan's I Shall Be Released has, even though I like this song better. It should have gone between What I Can Do For You and All I Want to Do in the sequence of the album, if it had to be on here at all. As the last song, it brings the mood down a little bit in a Stuck in the Mud way. It could have been eliminated from the final choices. What do you think?
Double-tracked vocals, so Sheryl Crow harmonizes with herself, and she does a good job with that. There's no denying her abilities as a vocalist, leaving Las Vegas aside. A moody, ballady type song. And of course, we end with another serious one, a 90s cliche. What I do hear is this one would probably be good live. I think she shows impressive range here, and it was mixed to showcase her abilities. And I'll try to leave this album with a positive note on this song. It's far from the best, but decent. And at least it isn't trying to be something else. It is fairly original. But if I was Lee, I would get email or XDM Sheryl Crow. I want $5 for my $2 investment.
Well, hey, if she gave it to me, you know I wouldn't buy another copy of it. But anyway.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
But I mean, but you ended up liking it more than me. So I guess I can't. I was going to be all apologetic and sorry, Lee, to subject you to this. You ended up liking it more than me. So.
Yeah, so I'm sorry you don't like it as much.
Yeah.
And that's
whatever.
Me apologizing to you for some that you're not going to change.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Anyway, I did when I bought a bunch of different CDs, I figured I would tweet all of the artists and tell them what I thought. And so Maria McKee from Lone Justice, I told her how much I liked one of her albums, and she got back to me and she went, wow, thank you, it's my favorite too. In fact, my new one is also pretty good when it comes out. And Kim Ritchie also said, oh, well, cool, thank you for liking it. So, I got...
That works.
Yeah. And
I paid $1 for What's the Story of Morning Glory, and it changed my life. And Liam Gallagher has yet to fucking reply to any of my ex stuff. Of course, I keep asking him, don't you think your band's better than Cheap Trick? He won't answer. I don't know why. Maybe he thinks Cheap Trick's better.
Well, Gene Simmons used to respond to me when I went to his website, but on Twitter he hasn't.
You told him you're a big fan of Burning Up with Fever?
I told him other stuff.
Oh.
And
we don't want to. I'm sorry, I gave away that secret.
Well, no. I mostly like that. It's one of his better songs on the album.
I like that song. Now
I do too.
When You Wish Upon a Star, doesn't it choke you up a little bit?
It makes me want to get some water and swallow. So yes, it gives a choking sensation.
Now, which was worse, that or the Beatles' Good Night?
Wish Upon a Star is shorter.
So it's better.
Theoretically. When I'm totally drunk out of my mind, I do like Good Night. But not when I'm sober.
Oh, wow. I don't know which one's worse. They're about the same. Very similar.
I would say that at least Good Night is in tune. Wish Upon a Star just sounds like he was in bed and they record him while he was close to sleep.
But Gene did hit the money note at the end. You did. You gotta give him credit. You hit that high note.
One note.
That's one note. You hit one note. That's all you need. The money shot. Bam. That's Gene Simmons all over. But yeah. I'd still rank Gene Simmons' album over Peter Criss's. Sorry. Peter Criss's album sucks.
I'm not going to respond except to say I understand. Okay.
Well, then obviously you're in the Peter Criss had the best solo album.
No.
Camp. It's Ace Frehley, and that's it.
I had his album Out of Control by Peter Criss, too. I bet you didn't have that.
What's the other one? Rock Me Steady or
Let Me Rock You. I didn't get that
one. Let Me Rock You.
That was where they didn't have it for 1 penny, only 2 pennies, and I didn't want to shell out the other penny for it.
At that point, Stan was gone, I think. Old Penridge. He was gone by that point. Yeah, all the good songs were gone. But
yeah. Stan Penridge would have been worth the other penny.
He's worth probably 3 cents.
I would have bought Chelsea for 4 cents.
Chelsea? Is it Chelsea or Chelsea?
Chelsea, probably.
It's Chelsea? Wow, I've been saying it wrong all these years.
I have no clue. But I am certain that the Chelsea C, Chelsea C would not have been. It would have been Chelsea C.
I do like the. I bet you do too. I know you're a big fan of the song "Bet."
I am not. But I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind that much. It's not great, but I don't mind it much.
No.
But I do like the album by Chelsea a little bit. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Glass Harp, kind of.
Ooh, now you're talking. Glass Harp, really?
Yeah. A little
I can honestly say I haven't heard Chelsea. Not Chelsea. I haven't heard Chelsea or Chelsea.
Yeah.
But I have heard Beck. We did hear Beck.
Think of Cat Stevens doing his version of Nights in White Satin, and with half of the orchestration gone, and you'd get an idea of some of it. And then the other part would sound like the Doobie Brothers doing Listen to the Music, except they forgot their amplification.
On the old channel, on the old Lee Gersman Show channel there, we had done Glass Harp, and we enjoyed it, as I recall.
Yeah.
It was a fun album. Yeah, that's a good band out of Ohio there. And coming soon, folks, down the road. Could be in 2 days, could be in 17 years. Probably some Taste. Right, Lee?
Oh, it could be pretty soon.
Yeah, that was
from Ireland.
Rory Gallagher, right?
Yeah, you know of him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I didn't know he was in a band. I just thought it was. I honestly, to any big Taste fans out there, send your hate tweets at me at Traynor_Charles.
It would be like you eating pig's feet and then saying, I didn't realize pig's feet were a part of an animal.
Yeah, I just knew of Rory Gallagher. I didn't know he was in a band. So
yeah, well, that's interesting. It's not everyone knows. Not everyone needs to know because not everyone listens to it.
Yeah. The huge Taste fans out there, please don't come at me.
All two of them.
Yeah, on this show.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I had their first album. That would be probably the one that would be cool to do, because the live album, which you showed me, I think also came out, but it was like you had to kind of go into a den and buy drugs, and then someone also gave you the album in quiet. Kind of like that. So,
slipped it to you.
Kind of like that, yeah. There's another album that I know about where the only way you could have gotten it was it was advertised through a German porn magazine, And that
and I've seen some of those. Yeah, you don't want to know those, folks.
Yeah.
You don't want to see those. Not for the Innocent. Another Gene Simmons song there.
Yeah, but I mean the album though, the albums, there's one that's very, very, let's just say, it's very much its own thing.
Well, I mean, to Mr. Quicksilver, hey, y'all are bigger than taste. You got that. Got that for you. And I enjoyed half of your music. So there you go. You should have been a bigger thing than Sheryl Crow. That's the final answer there, Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
agree. Glass Harp should have opened for you on your tour.
Yeah, that would have been cool. There's only two guys from that group who are of the guys who still want to admit that they were a part of it. There's only two of them that are still alive. One of them will once in a while do an interview and pretend that he needs to do more but won't. And the other guy is probably still asleep somewhere after smoking too much stuff. But he sometimes wakes up and talks to frogs. So there you go.
There you go. Well, to the guy that sleeps, talks to frogs, and the other guy that once in a blue moon has to report it because of his parole. Mm-hmm. We at the Lee Gerstmann Show, Lee likes more of your stuff. I like half of it. Quicksilver, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, right on.
You should have Glass Harp open for you, and Sheryl Crow should have been a guitar tech for you. There you go.
And all of the members from Glass Harp are still alive. And in fact, the drummer.
They're Christian-y now, right?
They were, but only one of the members. But the other ones weren't necessarily against that. But the drummer, the reason why he did an interview was because a friend of his who was going to go to the store with him happened to have his camera and did a YouTube thing and thought, hey, why not? Before we go and do shopping, why don't you do an interview with me? And so he was like, all right. So they did it. And the guy asked him, do you have any more stuff from Glass Harp? Or would you do any more in the future? And he said, yes, we would. And yeah, we do have a lot. And he said, hey, if you really want more Glass Harp, I have plenty more. And the next thing you know, on the Glass Harp Bandcamp page, he put up 60 more releases of their live stuff. So he was not kidding.
Cool.
You know?
Cool. Way better than the Michael Stanley Band, huh, Lee?
Yeah.
From my home area, except for Kevin Raleigh. We'll keep that.
Well,
for you. We'll keep that for you. The true genius.
I would wish Kevin Raleigh and Phil Keaggy did a solo album together, but I'm the only one who would buy it. But I would buy it.
I would listen to it just to review it. So Kevin Raleigh and the other guy, listen, do some shit, and we'll review it on your channel, just like Quicksilver. I already forget. Thank God, I forget the horrible band we started the year off with. Thank God.
All right.
Don't remind me.
I won't.
And
even though we will do them again soon, but anyway.
But we did survive Sheryl Crow. Lee's gonna run out and buy it for $1.50. And
no, I already did.
Oh, he already bought it again.
No, I'm not gonna buy it again. No. Maybe to be nice, I will buy it again, but not for more.
Yeah, and,
I'll buy it for $1.50.
As always, to Miss Sheryl Crow, who I know will listen to our review.
Yeah.
To any artist out there, you're doing more than me, so don't worry about what I say. Millions of people loved your album. Yay. And Lee was another one. So there you go.
Right on.
Okay. Let's wrap it up on this one
Okay.
here.
Bye-bye, everyone.